Well, hello friends, Fujosevich here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone, as we have ourselves a little bit of a situation with how many minions there are on board from our hunter friend here. I am going to go ahead and look for that. I'm going to dig for that Potion of Madness simply because I don't want to deal with too big of a board and we don't want to be falling too far behind. As much as, yes, that was a very large commitment of resources, I definitely think this is the best way to do it. And yes, this means our Northshire kind of gets traded off, but I still think that's better to leave the discounted. Yeah, our opponent thinks it's pretty good to have that buffed up Radiant Elemental hanging out too. So that's good. Actually, if I spread it out, it would have been a lot more awkward for our opponent, but oh, whoops. And hopefully we'll find a Savannah Highmane right now and all will be right in the world. We're going to guess Houndmaster. As much as I would have loved it to be King Crush. Yeah, Houndmaster is going to be nice. We don't have any beasts in this deck, do we? I don't think we do. But it's going to be nice just to be able to throw out. Oh, that's not excellent for us. That's not a beast either. We could Shadow Word Pain. I wonder, are there going to be better Shadow Word Pain targets? No, I think this is reasonable right now to do. We'll be able to attack in here. And the idea here is, we leave our opponent with only one minion on board. Hopefully nothing crazy comes of this. Eaglehorn Bow, yeah, it's not the best. Destroying pirates, well, our opponent now knows. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Our opponent made a mistake. That's not what you wanted to do, friend. I am going to play Draco P right now. Simply because if our opponent plays Savannah Highmane, we will be dead. If we don't have any way to answer it. And right now we can Dragonfire Potion and then trade off things. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, unfortunately that's the way it has to be done. And yes, we take a little bit of face damage, but honestly it's not going to be that much in the grand scheme of things. And definitely it's going to be a lot less than it could have been if we didn't have a minion on board. There's that old rule of thumb with back from Vanilla Hearthstone. I was going to say Vanilla WoW. Vanilla Hearthstone. Yeah, we can talk about Vanilla WoW some other time, to be honest with you. I have no problem talking about it. I'll talk about that all day. Hey, Firefly. That's a strange card. They just want to flood the board, it looks like. Going face, huh? Going greedy. I dig it. I dig it a lot. We can't get two things out on board right now. So I think we will, no, we'll play the biggest and the strongest and continue to heal every turn. So next turn, I really hope we get some sort of spell so we can combo that with Priest of the Feast to kind of help ourselves out a little. But then, yeah, this is, oh, that's brutal for us. Whew. Hopefully not Wind Fury. +3 attack, terrifying. Okay, top deck, other Dragonfire Potion, and we win. Shadow Word Pain. Not exactly. But still, honestly, not the worst thing in the world for us. The issue is, of course, our opponent will be able to trade very favorably with what's going on our board. And if they have a good top deck, we will honestly be in a lot of trouble. But I still think that puts us in the best position to take the least amount of damage this turn. Huffer is never good. Oh no, are we actually dead? Oh no, we're not. We're not dead. Okay, we can top deck a whole bunch more spells and just heal up, right? Just Shadow Visions into infinite Shadow Visions. Technically not dead. Technically? Yeah, technically our opponent needs to have 1 damage from hand. So there's a chance we're not dead. It's not a good chance, but I'm just saying. In principle. Aw, boo-hoo. Aw, man. What do we do differently? What do we do at the beginning there that we could have done different? I don't know. There had to be something there at the beginning of that game, right? That we could have done differently. I like the play of playing the Draco P for tempo. That's how we were able to answer that first Savannah Highmane. Ooh, I don't know what we did wrong, what we could have done differently. I'll think about that one. And We are back with a little bit of a Jade Druid getting in our way, which might be actually okay because we got our Drac OP that we'll be able to play on turn 4, our turn 4 at the very least, because we'll be able to coin it out, and we already got a couple Dragon activators. Alex is likely getting used offensively because we're going to be looking to control the board for as long as possible. This is actually a really good turn, I think, for us. We want to heal first, not that it matters, and then we'll just trade into this 1-1. And now I think we're sitting kind of good. On turn 4, we will be able to Drac OP. We'll hopefully be able to trade into our 2-2 drop. Maybe our opponent's going to be a little worried to do many more small things. They already burned one. Ooh, a turn 4 shuffle, hopefully. Hopefully that means good things in our future, especially because we're going to be powering out the Drac OP. I think a lot of times these games don't go that long. Or at least I should say long enough that the shuffled Jades actually end up mattering. Do we want cycle? Do we want spot removal? I think we already have enough things that we want to combo with the spells. We'll just take the Wrath. That's going to be nice. The Wrath, I think, is going to enable a couple extra face hits from the Drac OP, which will be good. And then next turn, you know, we actually have potential to go a little slow. Our opponent's gone super slow, so that actually worries me. Not a little bit, but actually quite a bit. That being said, we are going to have nice hard removal. Potion of Madness is a thing, and we will be able to pain the 3-6 Taunter. We're expecting this Glimmer Root to give us, I was going to say Jades, but it's going to be Druid of the Claw when we have those options, right? We can still draw one more time, so I don't mind drawing once here. I don't think the draw really matters. And healing face doesn't matter there either, so whichever way, I mean, you might as well take the draw as long as you're not going to mill yourself. And we're going up against this Jade Druid who is, I mean, if they played the 2-2, it would have actually slowed us down, and they would have saved them a bit of face damage there, which in the end might matter, because even if they play their 3-6 Taunter right now, I forget its name, but you know what I'm talking about, the Druid exclusive Jade. Like, even this isn't great. I mean, we're going to be able to do Potion of Madness stuff. That's, I mean, that's a Wrath that has to happen, right? But even right now, oh yeah, this is excellent for us right now. So I think we go Potion of Madness here. Pop that, hit. We don't care about drawing anymore. We're just going to go, and I think we're going to charge this in as well. And so we're setting up for maybe not lethal next time. That's 9, 10, 11. So we're one off of lethal for next turn. But it's just going to be a really, really hard board for our Druid friend to deal with. And at the same time, still, yeah, this is probably going to taunt it up. Earthen Scales, yeah, doesn't do that much. Double Earthen Scales, again, doesn't do that much. It's a lot of armor, don't get me wrong. Like, that is a lot of armor. I think we just death this and get rid of that armor that our opponent just built up there. So that kind of explains why the hand was so heavy and really not that great. So maybe this was just more a sake of, you know, our opponent shouldn't have shuffled early, and then they also had a, let's say, unfortunate early game draw there. But that's okay, it happens, we'll take it. And we have now what is, I don't want to say a perfect draw again, but a very, very strong draw for our early game here. As we're going to take this early game draw. One, it plays around the Flame Tongue totem. Like, if our opponent just Flame Tongues on a 1-2, then we just not instant lose, but again, it's very bad. And this way, if it is Flame Tongue, sure, it's a, you know, 1.5 for one sort of trade. This actually makes things a little bit awkward for how we want to do it. Just because there's so much on board right now. Oh, we can Potion of Madness things. I almost like Potion of Madness here. I know that might seem a little bit silly, because Shaman will have small cards, but I think we can kind of do pretty good things here. Like, we'll be able to kill off 2 of these, which will be nice. And then it's just going to help us build up a huge Drake, which I think is going to be very important for us in the long run. And then we'll just take these and get rid of them. The issue is, of course, whoa, crazy dancing going on here. The issue is, of course, now a Flame Tongue totem does actually trade very well, but we're okay because we're going to have a massive Drake coming down, which is just going to be very, very difficult for our opponent to deal with. And this, while this is a great Shadow Word Pain target, I kind of like the idea of getting, oh, wait, okay, hold on. If we Elemental and Pain this, what happens? No, then we're stuck with 1 mana, and then we kind of float 1 mana, so I don't like that anymore. The issue now, of course, is a Flame Tongue is very bad for us, because this is 4. This is a 5 health, and we would be stuck at only dealing 4, so then we would actually be forced to pain and then attack into the Flame Tongue. It would be a whole thing. We would actually be okay with it, but it wouldn't be the ideal situation. And then basically here, we are going to be activating our Draco P after we, of course, get our... Oh, and that's very good then that we kept the Shadow Word Pain for ourselves. So we're going to be able to go... We're going to be able to go really slowly here, I think. I do want to discover now, because we want Draco P ASAP. Ooh, Onyxia is kind of a card... although Twilight Drake might just be better because we'll be able to go Draco P next turn into Twilight Drake the following turn. Or do we need late game? Like, do we actually need late game punish against this sort of deck or no? I feel like Shaman's going to have so much AoE that they haven't played yet. I kind of just want to go that way. So now the question is going to be, do we want to Radiant Elemental with the Shadow Word Pain to get the value, to get that discount? Or do we want to hang on to this for discounting later? Or comboing, you know, comboing this with something like Lyra to go crazy with our discounts. Let's take a second to think. How does this work? How does this work? I mean, the pain's happening. Do we want the 2-3? I feel like the 2-3 just sets us up worse for AoE. So again, we'll just go ahead and wait. That's a very good pain target if it is in the deck. I mean, Taunt in the Divine Shield is the bigger issue than the Taunt, really. The 3-5. I mean, at this stage in the game, we're going to be playing for control no matter what we do. So we really want that, you know, that's a really good, and obviously we're very glad that we didn't take it out on we didn't use the pain on the Tar Creeper here. Very, very good for us right now. That being said, and also the other good thing is our opponent only played the Tol'Vir last turn, so they can't play their highly coveted, oh, here we go. Now we got a game. Now we got a game. Okay, so I was hoping for that to kind of hang out with us for a little bit. I think we're gonna death that, and then we'll just kind of trade in here. The question is, do we want to play anything with it? And I will play something with it, but it's not going to be the... Yeah, it's not going to be either of the Radiant Elementals. And now, even now, I mean, we still want to hang on to our Twilight Drake, even though our hand's getting a little smaller. We're still kind of keeping pace, and these 1-2s are basically nothing. I'm expecting this to eat a Hex at some point or another, just because it is going to run away with the board right now. And yeah, our opponent needed to get an Elemental out so that they could finally play Servant of Kalimos. Ooh, hello, more little guys. That's cute. Curious Glimmer Root is a good one. There's no doubt about that. We can just Draco P now. I think that's going to be the best thing for us. Oh, Jade Claws, Kalimos. Oh, hello. Oh, like the thing is, Jade Claws is actually really good now, but Kalimos is just OP, right? Like, no one's going to expect that. Let's get rid of the big one. As much as this is bad, like trading the 3-4 in, I understand that. I still think it's better to have 2 really big minions right now. And again, a Flame Tongue comes down and sure, it trades into the Twilight Drake, but then or actually they would trade with the Draco P, never mind. But I still think we're okay. And we're going to be able to activate this because we have 2 elementals right here. So we'll be able to set up this Kalimos a couple turns ahead, which will be kind of really super cool. And now it makes me really regret that we didn't play Onyxia, because then we could have had Onyxia and Kalimos, which would have been kind of awesome, actually. But that's okay. I think Kalimos will be enough of a surprise for our opponent that we'll be able to do. That's fine as well. That's definitely unfortunate, but definitely something we can deal with. We have lots of ways to deal with this. Oh my goodness, another elemental. Let's look at a couple cards from our opponent's deck right now and figure out how we are going to deal with this. Because we need some help. We know it's Fire Elemental. We've seen that Fire Elemental. The issue is, how are we going to actually do this now? I think we can play the 3. Do we want to, though? Or do you just want to play a big 6? Like, we don't need to worry about any other dragon like, we can't expect we're top decking any other dragon activators, right? So I think it's fair just to go like this. And now if our opponent wants to go super value and just Blaze Caller into 3-3, we have the follow-up with Fire Elemental, which then opens us up to Kalimos. And if they want to go and try and push for face, like I could never expect that they will at this point when we have way too many resources, I think we're kind of fine in that regard as well. And if we do top deck Shadow Visions, then we're kind of in business with the Radiant Elemental Lyra infinite chain that we would get to go on. Taunt isn't even the worst thing for our opponent right now, to be honest. And that was an Elemental last turn, so they can kind of keep it going as well. Lightning Storm, yeah. So that guarantees the 3-3 is gone, because the 1 would get to trade into it. Double Lightning Storm? Maelstrom, okay. Guaranteeing a whole bunch of stuff is gone. Yeah, you know what, this is actually, I mean, it's not good for us, but I think because we got this Fire Elemental, we're just in, we're in a good spot. And the question is then, do we want a Radiant Elemental now? And I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Simply because, I mean, we're not expecting to have a ridiculous Lyra turn as much as I would want to. I mean, we have no spells in hand, so we can't really predict that will happen. And we still have one Radiant Elemental to combo with the Lyra if we do get something like Potion of Madness or Power Word Shield or whatever. We can still kind of start that spell, a mini spell chain. And then this also does activate our Kalimos for a few turns in advance if we need to be doing that. I honestly don't mind. Oh. Never mind. We are definitely going to Cabal Talon Priest this, right? Like, we have to. Like, that's too good. We remove a lot of things off of our opponent's board. Yes, we lose the elemental activations, but that's totally fine for Kalimos right now, because we have so many other things that we can and would want and prefer to be doing. Yeah, I think we're kind of fine right now. I think one of these cards has been here for a long time. Maybe we are looking at another Bloodlust. Didn't we just deal with that? I feel like we just had a game. Maybe it's yesterday's video? Oh my. Obey my commands. Oh, brutal for us. Brutal. That's okay. So our board is getting cleared. Very unfortunate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Really? Okay. Okay. Come on, spells. Oh, no spells still, huh? Primordial, it has to be Primordial Drake, right? Like, there's nothing else that we can even think about doing here. 2 + 3 is 5. I'm gonna do the attack first, not that it matters. But just for the overall, you know, my overall sanity. And I think I will play the Radiant Elemental here. Simply so that we have something else on board, and so that we activate the Kalimos. I think I'd be willing to throw out Kalimos and heal right now. As much as I know it would be better, like, if our opponent floods or something like that. That would obviously be better, and then we just AoE everything down, and it makes us feel great. But I think yeah, at this point, I'm okay to trade here. Heal. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we get a cool spell and we can Lyra things to the end of the game. Oh, that card that's been here for a while, maybe? Oh. Okay. Yeah, maybe we just AoE the whole board down there. That's an interesting one. Oh. We got ourselves a little bit of a... I mean, how much do we think the next card that we get and the card that's generated is actually going to help us? Because if we miss on our Lyra, we're in really, really bad shape, right? But I mean, we're always going to hit the Kalimos. I think we're always hitting the Kalimos AoE. We can save the Lyra shenanigans for later. 3 to all enemies is pretty good. It guarantees board clears. So we'll do that. And then we have the heals with Priest of the Feast. We're fine for healing. I know I just want to do it because it's more fun that way. And we'll just trade it off so that we stay alive. And I'll keep this alive. Shadow Word Pain's kind of a cool card. Do we want to heal this? Yeah, we'll heal this at a Maelstrom portal range. But then we'll keep our biggest minion the most alive, Primordial Drake. I feel like we're in a really good spot now. Obviously, you know, that was our free spell for Lyra, but we still have Shadow Word Pain with the Sun Shard and all that stuff going on. Hey. That's totally fine. I don't think we need to commit Lyra, but these are just such high-costed cards that I don't see why not. Is that good enough? That's totally good enough, but I want a Lyra, so we're going to. Come on, fun cards. Double a minion's health? Okay. Oh no, stopped in our tracks. That's okay. Do we want to do it this way? Do we care who takes the 4? Yeah, we'll do it this way. Who do we want to heal the most? We'll heal the 5. So now our opponent really needs to devolve or hex things because, I mean, even devolve isn't that great. These are both 8, so we still get a couple 7 drops. And then we'll get a 4 and a 1, which are fine. And we'll say well played back to our opponent. I mean, if they Deathwing, that'd be kind of cool, right? Otherwise, and even Deathwing, we kind of finish off the game really quickly. Oh no, play something. Yeah, there we go. Just time for some Lyra shenanigans to finish this game off, I think. That's all we're looking for. And to finish this video off, I guess. Death. Mind games. Shadow visions. Shadow. Yeah, Potion of Madness is great. That's a 0-cost card. That's ours. I wonder if we can fully OTK here. Circleage. Potion of Madness is free. That's way too much. This is just a ridiculous Lyra BM thing, which is fine. We can't play that. We can do that. Wait, we do want to get the attacks in, though. Oh, hello. This is a nice one. Oh, and we're finally all out. Oh, my goodness. And we actually missed lethal. And our opponent gets a couple things back. But we have so much damage in hand that I'm not worried. And I'm not... Yeah, there's no way that we're worried right now. Unless our opponent just AFKs. Which would then make us sad more than anything.
That's incredible.
That actually is incredible. Thanks. Oh, that face damage. Okay, that's very reasonable. Okay, yeah. They weren't going to give us more Lyra shenanigans. That's okay. Lyra, you know, we were going to win that game anyways. But that's going to be it for this video, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Glad that we're kind of back in the win column here a little bit. Trying to climb out of 15. Trying to get to that rank 10 ASAP. If you haven't already, you might as well hit that subscribe button. I try to keep my uploads going every day. Check out some of the other fun videos that we're doing around here. I'll see you next time. Keep your stick on the ice.